Yo, what's up? It's Eli. Welcome to another video of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's get to it. Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump, with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white, eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life, but tense expectations hangs in the air. Oh, and I apologize. I got some allergies today, so if you hear me sniffling, I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Chief Soul, a heavy-set, aged mongrel, slowly shuffles his way toward you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy wind strands, and his face is a distinctly rat-shaped appearance with pronounced teeth. You hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplanders, eh? End times are upon us, indeed. I guess he's got a little bit of a lisp. Chief Soul, we found the angel sword, and we found the one who can wield it. Land points at you. He had a vision, and now the angel sword is together with the light of heaven, or somehow inside him. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive, we can go and save them. Soul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. Isn't itched going to get you in trouble? Soul eyes you up and down. An uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan, trust people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on faith. Show the light. Dialogue options. Right. So sometimes we'll be able to pick some dialogue options based on our alignment. And it looks like this isn't completely based on our alignment. Not this one right here, because it's chaotic. This is what Windog wants us to do. As far as our character, if we're trying to be like, you know, someone like Shin from Kingdom, I wouldn't say he's lawful. Actually, I'd have to think about that, what his alignment may be. Shin would probably be lawful good. Maybe he'd be chaotic good. I don't know. I feel like he's bound by a bunch of rules that he sets himself, which would make him lawful and not necessarily chaotic. But we're not trying to be exactly like Shin. We're just trying to be a great general under the heavens. So let's see here. Is there someone else from the surface here? I hope you find the lost mongrels in the maze, but you can quit hoping for a magical sword to appear. Or we can just say, Land speaks the truth. I feel like 2 is a good option. 2 seems pretty safe. Just 1 second, I gotta blow my nose, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and go with the second option, so that they cannot really depend on this this sword. We'll see what that lands us in the future. At last, someone talking sense. You don't understand. It's holy light. It will scare off the monsters that dwell in the maze. Listen, I don't personally believe in this angelic light, but Soul does. Show him. It won't cost you anything. Alright, so they're gonna force us into this. So I'm not gonna lie and just put Lan on blast because he's foolish. So let's go ahead and just show this sword for this try. The heavenly flame flares to life at your unspoken command. Bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam passing through a stained glass. The mongrels abandon their task and stare, transfixed. The light is bright, but not blinding. It is warm, but its warmth is soul deep. Alright, we did a lawful action. Soul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face, but the man doesn't even care to wipe them away. He really does believe in the light. So it's true. The angel did not forsake us. No, he came back from the dead. He came to save our children. Lan gives you a nod of thanks. The scaled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you would support him. Interesting. So the scaled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved. Okay. Windog hisses at you like an angry cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women, their blood will be on your hands. You know, we could also just tell them not to go and that we could just do it ourselves, but I guess that's not going to be an option, is it? We have the blessing of the angels. We will survive and help the young tribesmen. I'm not responsible for others' decisions. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And why are they making these decisions? Because of you. You sealed their fate. You're a murderer. Okay. You always think the worst, Windu. We're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Well, a couple, at least, but one good fighter is worth 10 bad ones. Chief Soul. You have the right of it, man. But we're neithers. We're nethers. We're going to wait. I sent a messenger to summon all the tribes. I will take time, yes. It will take time, yes. But they will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplanders. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home. Alright, Chief. Understood. Let's hope a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them it was your decision. So we leveled up. Alright, so I usually take a little bit too long in the level up screen, but you guys will have to bear with me. If there's nothing to do, though, like if it's just level up and that's that, then it won't take long. Let's see here. Alright, 3 points to spend in our skills. We probably want to keep pumping athletics there. Definitely going to want some perception. Don't want to miss out on any treasures. Putting points in persuasion doesn't seem like it'll be worth it just because we're -1. But when I'm looking at the rest of the stuff, let's see, lore, nature, lore, religion. I feel like we can pick like nature and religion, you know, arcana and world up from our allies, and it should tell us. Currently in our party, No one has anything on Arcana. Serah has World. Windog has 5 in Nature. And the rest of them aren't too shabby. And then we've got as high as +3 in Religion. So I might want to put points into Persuasion, even though we got a -1, but just so that we can pass some dialogue checks, potentially make them a little bit easier if we try to go that route. As far as like stealth and trickery, I'm not really going to be doing any of that, I don't think. Mobility, it looks like our horse can pass our our mobility checks for us. This is modified by our dex, so it's worth considering. We got as high as a +6 with Land. Land seems like he's going to be in our party for a long time. If anyone's going to leave right now, it's probably going to be Windog. And I don't really trust Camellia yet. I don't think that she would stay in our party just because I still find her a little bit sus. But yeah, let's make this poor decision of putting it into Persuasion. Alright, and we get a monk bonus feat. So last time we picked something for our mount. I still want to be able to keep our mount alive. So we should probably make sure that our mount can survive saving throws. So let's go ahead and get Indomitable Mount, and then we can start getting stuff to sort of increase our damage after this, I think. That sounds good to me. We're gonna go ahead and complete. Now for Serah. So Serah is a paladin, with 1 point in paladin at least. So the thing about, paladins is that they have like some access to magic, and then they got some, and they are usually fairly good at swinging their weapon. Got things like lay on hands to help keep themselves alive in a pinch. You don't really want to rely on healing yourself too much in these kinds of games. You want to save your heals. You want to be able to kill what's in front of you as quickly as possible, taking as few hits as possible, and then heal yourself up after. And the paladins lay on hands aren't super great because of how big of a health pool they got. So she also got Smite Evil, your basic paladin stuff here. I think we can click on this and see more. Yeah. Justice. So it just seems like just run-of-the-mill paladin. So we could, in that regard, say like put points into like a fighter if we want her to tank, or if we want her to do more damage. We can go like two-handed fighter. Outdoory Defender that's for I think this is more for, it says using the dueling sword, which I think is either two-handed or you can use two of them in one hand. I think for now though, we will just keep her as, we'll put some more points in Paladin. In Pathfinder, you end up using your level ups as like the main resource are classes, because you get so much in some of these classes at like level 1 that it's far better than like at level 2 she's going to get lay on hands and divine grace. You know, if I wanted her to be a healer, then I can put some points in the cleric and she get way better healing options than if I were to continue down paladin. And likewise, if I wanted her to deal damage, I can put points into fighter and get much more value or if I want her to tank, I could say put points into like maybe Barbarian, which I'm not seeing here. Maybe they just got it as Blood Rager. But beyond the that's beyond the point. But basically, your actual level ups become precious in terms of, you know, what 2, maybe sometimes even 3 classes should you put them in to get like these early first 3 levels worth. And some of these classes might be like super front loaded, and it's done like that on purpose. Pathfinder is a game where you will want to multi-class. The main reason that you don't multi-class is to get these things, which are called capstones, here at the very end. And I'm not like an expert in this. I just like know a little bit from dabbling here and there. But you can see, like this one, Holy Champion at 20th level, a paladin becomes a conduit for the power of God. Her DR increases to 10 slash evil, and whenever she channels positive energy or uses lay on hands to heal a creature, she heals the maximum possible amount. So like I said, like that's something that you get at 20th level, which is like, it sounds like pretty good on paper, but I guarantee you if I wanted her to just be a really good healer, putting points into cleric would be a way better option. You know, you'd be able to select from a domain, get access to all the to a lot of cleric spells. You'd get channel energy. Yeah, but we're not gonna, I don't think that we're gonna want her to be a healer. We might be using her for just tanking, and I know that getting like about 3 points into paladin, 3 levels, is not a bad idea, so we're just gonna go ahead and stay in paladin. Well, she's actually she's got +4 from strength, but because of her armor and her shield, her athletics is like tanked right now to -4 and mobility -6, which makes sense, but I never really knew that wearing the heavier armor tanks your athletic score. But we can see here, she is a paladin. Paladins use charisma for spell casting, so they're going to have at least halfway decent persuasion. She's got +6. But I think that we're going to want to use our allies to pick up these skills right here: knowledge, arcana, world, nature, and religion. So let's go ahead and give her a point into world, since she's already there with something. It would make sense for her to have points in religion, wouldn't it? She just gets a base +1 right now, and adding 1 bumps it all the way up to +5. So yeah, that's not bad. That would make her our best with religion, so we'll do that. Religion and world for Serah. She gets access to lay on hands and divine grace.
What's on your mind?
Shabby.
I wonder.
And next we got Camellia, who is a spirit hunter shaman. So like, I'm not very good with like the more Gish style gameplay. I tend to not really gravitate towards the being able to do like everything. That's never really seemed super fun to me. Like the people that like can get in melee and cast spells and buff themselves and heal people, but I don't know too much about what Spirit Hunter is or what the Shaman class as a whole is and what they're capable of. I don't mind learning though by just having her have some more points down She's got really high trickery, which should be good for finding traps, or if not finding them, but disarming them. So we're going to keep that trending. And then she's got a decent perception, which if she's going to be our main person disarming traps, she's going to need perception so that she can see them. So we're going to go with that. I know that I said that we would do stuff into these, but she's not going to get a lot of skill points, and if she's going to be our main person disarming traps, we're gonna need that. Actually, with me having perception, we might not have to rely on her for perception, because I will still be able to find the traps. Her other stuff is okay. Windog already has +5 in nature, so we'll just keep her so that we can have like someone backup making perception checks as well. Main reason why I tend to not use spellcasters is because I hate going through the spells and trying to figure out what's good and what's not. Just because there's so many. I know stuff that does CC is typically pretty good. Sorry, I'm gonna have to blow my nose here again. All right. So for the sake of trying to, trying to learn about spells and stuff like that, I'll try to dive into it instead of lean away from it. Okay, so let's see. Misfortune. Shaman can cause a creature within 30 feet to suffer grave misfortune for 1 round. Anytime they make a ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check, it must basically impose disadvantage. You roll twice and take the worst roll. A will save negates this hex. So things with high will won't have to worry about that too much. Intimidating display. The shaman can call upon some of the majesty and power of dragons to cow her enemies. The shaman gains dazzling display as a bonus feat, even if she does not meet the prerequisites, and she can use it when not wielding a weapon. So dazzling display, I know, is like a really good CC ability, so we will probably just start with that, especially because I don't really want to read all of the spells right now. So yeah, let's go with intimidating display. It seems kind of cool. Alright, so she can do some CC, use some magic, and fight with some melee. So yeah, very much Gish style gameplay. I think I'm using that word right, Gish. I don't know. I might be using it wrong. Zen Archer. So I think this is actually cool. I've never really statted out a Zen Archer before. I used to make like a lot of just like, I would just make character sheets like for fun, just to sort of try to min-max some things and also just create some like new things that I've never seen before. I do it mostly in D&D 5e, and Zen Archer isn't something that really made it over to 5e, so I think like something like this is kind of cool. The closest that 5e has is the Kinsei monk, which is a monk that specializes in weaponry, and you can totally use a bow, and you get at least one class feature that lets you add like some extra damage to your ranged attacks. But yeah, just looking at this really quick, Zen Archer, they get the Way of the Bow at 2nd level. The weapon focus feature Zen Archer gains weapon focus as a bonus feat with one type of bow. And then at 6th level, with the same weapon as a bonus feat, even if it does not meet weapon specialization. Okay. And then trying to see some of the other stuff that they get. Zen Archer's bonus feat must be taken from the following list: combat reflexes, deflect arrow, dodge, point blank shot, precise shot, rapid shot. At 6th level, the following feats are added: precise shot, mini shot, mobility. So it seems like they just give you, like, as a Zen Archer, they just give you like a list of archer related feats to choose from, which seems nice. And then at higher levels, you get something like key arrows. Let's see what that is. A Zen Archer always deals his unarmed damage with the arrows from his bow. So you shoot your fist. Perfect. For example, a medium Zen Archer's short bow normally deals 1d6. Using this, it will allow the arrows to deal 1d8. That is pretty cool. If I were to multi-class anyone right now, I would actually probably multi-class Lan here, just because I know that there's also some powerful stuff that you can get if you want to specialize in using bows from some of the other classes. But for now, we will put another point into Zen Archer. I probably want to get them up to at least level 5 monk, just so that I can see, some of the potential that this has. So athletics, he's good on athletics, good on mobility. He is a monk. So mobility, I think is going to be a necessity. It's got a lot of perception, of course, because monks tend to have high wisdom because of stunning strike. It was like their main thing. I don't know if a Zen Archer can stunning strike at ranged. It'd probably be broken if it could. Nature. I feel like Windog is going to cover us on nature, but like I said, I don't know if Windog is going to stay in the party. I feel like there are going to be some times where, depending on the type of character we're playing and what Windog is asking us to do, I feel like it is completely within the realm of possibility that she can just leave the party and not come back. So I kind of want to play around knowing that as a possibility. So I will give Lan here some nature. He's not super good at many other things. So we'll go ahead and do 2 points in. Should I do 2 points into nature? We'll do a point into athletics and a point into nature. And then, like I said, here are the bonus feats that we get to choose from. The game is not recommending that we use rapid shot. I know whenever I think of the fantasy of someone wielding a bow, I definitely remember Lord of the Rings as a kid, watching the bow and arrow character just unleash arrows like it's a freaking machine gun. What was his name? I think his name may have been Legolas. I don't remember quite well, but the game recommends to get precise shot, which you can shoot or throw ranged weapon at opponents engaged in melee without taking the -4 penalty. So I know that sometimes the AI will just run past your front line to get to your back line. So this might actually be something that we do need to get. Deflect arrows. That should be able to deflect an arrow and throw it back. You may deflect it so that you take no damage. Okay, so you can deflect it, but you can't throw it back. And then dodge, of course, dodge gives you access to all this stuff that helps you raise your AC, which is something that really everyone needs, because anybody can be targeted by an attack. Like if you have your highest AC character engaged with an enemy and then another enemy comes and runs past them, chances of you like picking up aggro, like this isn't like, you know, World of Warcraft, you can't just cast taunt. Whatever enemy that might come in and run past your tank and go to your back line could screw up your whole battle plan. I know I've definitely been in situations in Kingmaker where my back line gets ripped apart and the last one standing is the tank. And sometimes if you stat them out correctly, the tank will definitely win, but you'll be staring at a bunch of misses for like a good 5 minutes, just like, what am I doing with my life? But for now, let's go ahead and get a precise shot, as it is going to open up.